Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Ray Ray's Review, child. Real Housewives of Orange County. This is the season 18 reunion, y'all. Part 2 of 3. Can you believe it? Woo, child. Now we got Katie on the left, as you can see. Jenn, Gina, Shannon, Heather, Emily, and Tamra. And Jesus Jugs comes on this episode, child. that name. Her real name is Alexis Bellino. She used to be married to this dude named Jim Bellino. They got some kids. They talk about her kids and everything. Yeah. And then her new boo, who is Shannon's ex, who is also suing her for a loan that Shannon said was never a loan. And pretty much, Jesus Jugs been on this show terrorizing this woman, Shannon. I swear, ever since day effing one. That's why I've been, giving her the BLUES. Okay, before I really get into it, because there's a lot going on in this show, I want to say thanks again for tuning in. And please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and share. We're on our way to 1,000 subscribers, and we've got about 800 and something left. Yes. Listen, Real Housewives of Orange County has been one of those shows that don't really get a whole lot of fanfare, however, comma. I have watched since day one. Now, there may have been season 2 or 3 that's kind of fuzzy, wasn't really into it, but child, there's been so much going on this. Ooh, child. I mean, it's been so much going on this. It's been so much manipulation, deviant behavior, just straight up trying to goop the children, so fake cancer diagnoses, big mama, meaning women taking care of men. I should call them sugar mamas. That's right, because I'm big mama. Sugar mamas, your typical sugar daddy, but that's pretty much running the mill nowadays. So that's really no tea. But it's always tea when it's the woman taking care of the man, and he doing and all. It's just so much going on this show. I mean, but my favorites are Heather and Gretchen Rossi. Gretchen was on Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, right at hoopla with Caroline and Brandy. So hopefully we'll get to see Gretchen in another Bravo light somewhere. Maybe she'll come back for season 19. Oh, I hope so. But child, now this reunion was, it was a bit much. It was a bit merch. Now, still talking about Ryan. So last episode, part 1, they left off where Emily was giving Jen the 3rd degree. They're going back and forth about Ryan and how she defends him. I think Emily called her Tammy Wynette, Stand By My Man. If y'all don't know, well, all the aunties and uncles who watch know that song. But for the newbies, the younger crowd, don't ask me what Jen it is, because child, I don't know. Anything less than aunties and uncles. It's a song back in, I think, maybe the 60s, maybe 70s, by the woman named Tammy Wynette, how she talked about she gonna stand by my man. Pretty much my man. Back then, though, there's a song, women like to claim our territory. Ain't just men who do it. Well, that's my man, and folks gonna know. And I'm gonna stand beside him. That's it, that's all. So yeah, Jenn is that girl. I'm gonna stand by my man. That's my man, but I'm gonna stand beside him. Pretty much. And it don't help that she's less than smart. I hate to say this about her. I really do, because she seems like a nice woman. I'm just used to women who aren't dumb. Like, I hate to say, I don't know what else to say. Less than smart about a lot of stuff. Again, I think I'm going to say it like that. Less than smart about a lot. And at her big old age of whatever it is, because she ain't, she know who Tammy Wynette is. You know what I'm saying? So I just wish she wasn't so less than smart about a lot of stuff. Okay, let me just really get into it. Like I said, they're still talking about Ryan, and Jenn is defending him to the hilt, because she got somewhere she got to go home, and it ain't really her house. No, she has she's put up with a lot with this man in the last 2 seasons she's been on, cheating on her, lying to her, and getting her wrapped up in all this mess, because he was involved. He did give immunity. He did get and receive immunity. That means he's giving vital information that could have put him away or caused him to receive some type of sentence. So he, in lieu of that, Jenn, if you're watching, girl, hey, listen, if you didn't get it from Emily, I'm telling you, immunity is when you give up information that could put you away or cause you to receive a sentence. In lieu of that, you give the whoever, feds or federales, whoever it may be, pertinent data that will secure your freedoms, whatever that may be, and cause the other person that you're tattletelling on to get the brunt of it. So yeah, girl, it ain't just about his name being on the account, like Shannon was trying to say. Now, Shannon, stay out of this. You got your own legalities to worry about. Yeah, Shannon trying to help Jenn. Well, if his name was just on the account, why are you saying that he's involved? Shannon, shut up. You and your white dress, Hirsch. And then there was another part of this that Emily brought up. She said it was so bad that Matt, who was Katie's husband, was like, I don't want to be around that dude. And I remember that from when the episode aired. He said he don't want to be around him because if they come in here, guns a-blazing or whatever the case may be, something like that, he don't want to be around the dude. He don't want to be seen talking to him. He don't want to. So he stayed in the cut inside the house, pretty much away from him, no matter what, so that he doesn't get caught up like, oh, there they were together. Let's check him out. No, don't check me out for nothing. I don't blame Matt. Shoot. And Katie needs to stick by her man and stop saying, well, Ryan explained all this to us, and I'm just gonna, go with that. Girl, no, go with your man. Your man said he don't want to be around it because it's too much. Everybody on the stage knows what immunity is, except for Jenn. And pretty much, like Heather said, we all, have a sense of protection for you. And then Shannon was like, don't speak to me. So pretty much everybody but Shannon, besides, has a feeling of concern for Jenn's welfare being wrapped up around Ryan. And, it is what it is. But where are my notes at, child? I want to make sure I got my notes. Yeah. So Ryan gave a cease and desist to Tamra after she appeared on Watch What Happens Live recently. And I remember she was on that show. And I remember what she said about what she said. See, it's real fine when people start getting into legal trouble. All of a sudden, they need to seek therapy, rehab, all these different types of self-help so that they can get out of a situation. But with Tamra's sake, I'm glad that she did recognize, she does seem sincere, that even when she mentioned part one, that she is, for some underlying reason, she has this anger and she lashes out. Girl, that's just you being a bitch. In my opinion, I could be wrong. I don't think I am. But again, there's an underlying reason for everybody got some ish with them. It is what it is. So pretty much that humbled Tamra, and Tamra apologized to Jenn. She accepted. No, she pretty much accepts accountability. Is what I'm trying to say, because that speaks to this. I'm pretty sure with the help of Eddie, because he seems like a very reasonable man, despite all this mess that Tamra got him wrapped up in, with the help. Because again, what happened to, what would Jesus do / Tamra do when she went through the whole baptism, wearing all white, not as much cuss words, if any? What happened? It seemed like, girl, I don't know. Maybe we'll see that again. It would be nice, because that girl got the most foulest mouth. I can see why her and Simon were a couple, because that MF, woo! He was like Lenny from Real Housewives of Miami. Lisa, well, I forgot, I don't even know how you say her name. Harker. So I don't even want to act like I'm, making fun of it. But girl, anyway, y'all know Lenny. For those who watch Real Housewives of Miami, I reviewed that too. Go back and watch. Buck White, asshole, Lenny. Ooh, same as Simon. Ooh, same as Mark Daly. Ooh, who else? Oh, Kelsey Grammer. Ooh, he gave Camille the BLUES, and that was season 1, 2, and 3. Ooh, did he even make it to 3? Because girl, during the first season or the second season, they was in a limo getting divorced in the car. I went, ooh, child. Who else on these Real Housewives shows? That's all I can remember. Anywho, back to Real Housewives of Orange County, season 18 reunion, part 2 of 3. What else going on, child? Oh, so pretty much Jenn accepted Shannon's apology. Apparently, Shannon apologized for her role in all of that private investigating stuff about Ryan, behind, off the camera, behind closed doors, because apparently Tamra was right. There's a whole part of that expose text thread that Shannon brought up against Tamra that makes Shannon culpable. Not just accountable. No, but seriously, Shannon always trying to weasel her way out. That's the one thing I don't like about Shannon. But I felt for her with all that kind of bullying that Tamra does. See, it could be Napoleon syndrome. As you can see, Tamra's the tiniest thing up there. And even Jesus Jugs is about the same height as everybody else. Now, mind you, other folks got on, 5'6" inch heels, but still, pretty much everybody there, Orange County stallion. You know what I'm saying? Now, yeah, I'm just saying, Napoleon syndrome could be, that I'm mad because I'm short. So anyway, Jenn read Tamra for filth about all of this, and pretty much Jenn was right. She sound like she's, may have gotten it from Ryan, or perhaps may have rehearsed it very well, but she came across very astute, which was surprised. My eyes got a little bit like, oh, Jenn is reading, but in an intelligent way. And that's pretty cool. So Jenn's money problems came up as a segment. Emily went too far as going after Jenn. It was always Emily got something to say. And Emily apologized to Jenn during the season talking about, well, I never had money growing up, and just to see how you're just, you know, gallivanting through life and just not giving a doggone it, I guess it may have triggered something in her, and she just wanted to apologize for all the things that she said to about her. Now, it's one thing to give constructive criticism, Emily, and if you're watching, listen, Emily, I like you a lot. But it's one thing to give constructive criticism, but it's one thing to just badger somebody, and it's really, really none of your damn business about her finances, especially when it comes to Gina. Now, Gina went off too, but she apologized because, all the stuff Gina going through, child, we're going to get into that in a little minute. All the stuff she going through in her household, we all do it. We all kind of, if we're going through it with somebody and we got stress going on, within our own situation, yeah, we going to lash out because we mad already. And here you come with the bullshit and just doing all this dumb stuff at your big ass. You're not even 20-something. I think anyway, you at your big old age should know better. And a lot of that is anger within itself because, everybody's struggling, everybody trying to make it. Ain't nobody else got these bill problems. But my thing is, you've been on this your second year on this show. Now, I can understand the first year. Maybe you only got maybe 10,000, I don't know, between 10 and 15, maybe 20,000 for the whole situation. I don't know. But second year, you getting good 6-figure. Good girl. And I'm pretty sure you're behind coming back next season. But even so, all of that mess going on. But Heather apologized about the dress comment, because Heather explained they had a conversation about finances and everything, and then to Heather's dismay, Jen turns around and buys this $2,000 dress, knowing that she's only getting $6,000 total, and the rest of the fold got to go to a whole lot more. And again, in Heather's defense, it looked like, she was just out there gallivanting and buying up all this, a whole heap of, just, first of all, $2,000 for that dress. Who is the designer? John Paul Gaultier. For that girl, you could have got that at Walmart. The way that thing looked. What was it made out of? Girl, what? Was it silk dress? I'm just saying, it didn't look like it was all that and a bag of chips. Just a regular old sundress she could have got from Target. Hell, Ross. Anywho, Katie failed. Oh, no, not Katie yet. Oh, so listen, y'all. So when Heather apologized about the dress they had on film, pretty much ragging her out and everything, Katie tried to come for Heather, talking about that was mean girl behavior, but it failed miserably because Emily immediately came to Heather's defense. Tamra immediately came to Heather's defense, pretty much just debunking the whole mean girl situation. But Katie stood on business, 10 toes down. She tried to hold her own, but she kind of looked, because people came to Heather's defense. So then Jen's ex-husband, this is another dude that we can add to, up there with Simon and Mark Daly in there, and Lenny from Real Housewives of Miami. So Jen's ex-husband is reneging on the divorce settlement of $200K to Jen on top of $6K a month. And he's giving partial payments. And Jen isn't saying it in a negative or disparaging light. She's just saying that it's, not all coming as it should. And she said, well, pretty much the girls like, and you're just taking this great. You're not, coming at him. You're not, dragging him through the mud about it. She said, no, because we got 5 kids together or maybe 6. And she doesn't want to, pretty much rock the boat. I get it. It is what it is. But at the same time, it's not like she on the street. But they do have more court appointments coming up because of it. And he's going to have to answer to all of this. And usually, because he, like Emily pointed out, because he is a licensed attorney, his attorney license or whatever it's called, the bar can suspend him for doing stuff, for having this going on. But that's not what, Jen's trying to do. I mean, how else is he gonna make money to pay her? Duh. Again, it's all about choices and how Jen wants to play this out. But luckily, it's in her, no matter what, it's in her favor because he owes her. She doesn't owe him. She don't want to rock the boat. They got kids. Now, back to Gina. Child. Ooh, Gina and her problematic family life, child. Okay, so her and Travis are together. So pretty much, and I was like stuck too in the beginning, like, why? It's just a whole lot Gina ain't saying. So apparently it all came out towards the end of the season and confirmed at this reunion that because of Travis's wife, and then I didn't even see, again, like I said, you got to not get with people who are still, I don't care if they are a day away from the judge signing that decree. Especially if your person's ex is loony doggone tunes and may need to get their face slapped off of some mess. Nah, it ain't even worth my heartache. And Gina said it affected her kids. And that was pretty much why they had to separate households. It was too much. But I understand he's still married. And now, mind you, they've been going through a divorce for 4 years. Child, that's too damn long. And Gina predicted and said the issues will continue beyond the signage of the divorce by the judge. And that's something she has to weigh out. But as far as her kids are concerned, she had to distance them from the bull because probably his ex was sending Popo over there. You know how stuff, y'all know how folks can get welfare checks, doing all this erroneous mess, making sure your household is looking the way it's looking in front of the neighborhood, and all these different, chatterbox going on about your life. Oh, child, Like I said, when folks need to be slapped, you need to weigh out your options. So I understand with Gina. Now, Katie, her daughter got roasted and toasted by Heather and Emily, pretty much for calling Heather a mean old lady. And like I said, when they filmed that little boy, he had to be 7, talking about Heather, and at the dinner table, and both his parents, meaning Katie and her man Matt, was looking like, and they played like, oh shoot, here it is. Apparently, her kids are hearing things about Heather from Katie, because Katie is the only one on the show with these issues, and apparently, they're hearing it in some form or fashion. If she's not talking directly in front of them, she's talking loud enough for them to hear her. And that whole issue about Emily's kids saying that Heather's a mean old lady and stuff like that, it just appears as though Katie's daughter is a 19-year-old liar, and they ain't trying to rain down on the girl, but Katie's receiving the brunt of it because it didn't come out well at all. Yeah, Katie's kids calling Heather a mean lady, and just they're getting it from somewhere, and it's obviously coming from Katie. Next, at the end, Jesus just sits down, and she's talking about her and Heather's bond, because they both have kids in the letterfolk community. Now, with Jesus Jugs, her kid is very small, if I'm not mistaken, maybe elementary school age. I could be, well, maybe not. But from what I heard, it wasn't supposed to be a storyline, because her kids were not on the show, but on this reunion, they kind of just glaze over a little bit, and Heather pretty much took the brunt of that conversation, just acknowledging the fact that she's grateful that both her and Jesus Jugs bonded. Then she was asked about being so Christian and hardcore like she was when she was a housewife then. And that's what I was saying. Like, what does all this mean spiritness come from? Like Tamra, when Tamra, like I said, when she got her what would Jesus do moment back in the day. But now, of course, Jesus Judge said, well, I'm just more spiritual and not too religious. She said she still feels the same way about everything. And with her child being a part of the letterfolk community, it doesn't change her how she sees it, but with the love of her child, she understands it a lot more. So pretty much she still, believes that folks is an abomination and it ain't right, yada yada, but she loves her kid anyway. I mean, that's just called a thing, because that's pretty much, how church folks relay it, and it's wrong and it's sinful. And all that. Yeah. So is everything else. How about that? One sin is no greater than the other according to him. So how about that? Your lie is just as much as how you feel about letterfolk. Your trifling ways is the same way, according to him, how you feel about letterfolk. So pretty much how you feel about letterfolk is how you should feel about yourself, if that's the case. Stupid. Anyway, Shannon reads Jesus Jugs for rehearsing reads and stuff. It was a little back and forth, and girl, Shannon was up in arms. Oh, she just got so doggone uncomfortable. Pretty much, Emily was defending Shannon because of Jesus Jugs was over here just pretty much regurgitating what Shannon's ex was saying, and it's not respected, and I don't respect her. But child, that's pretty much it. We're gonna find out next week on part 3 of 3, because it's gonna be good too, child. And I can't wait. I love the girls on in Orange County, the Housewives, y'all, the Housewives. So come back, y'all. Come back and see me sometime. Come through. Thanks again for tuning in. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And I'll catch you next time. Bye. All day.